What is the people's opinion on the state government? Now remember, this is a tracker. We are not giving you numbers, but we are over time telling you how CVoter has mapped the mood of the people. So if we begin in June 2024, what did people think of the Siddaramaiah Sarkara? There were about 30% who were very satisfied with him in June 2024, the first week. And now that figure has reduced to 26.9%. Whereas if you see people who are not at all satisfied, that number has gone from 39% in June 2024 to 42% in November 2025, the third week. This is as far as the performance of the entire government is concerned. But what about the man himself, Siddaramaiah, who right now is fighting for survival, who is saying, I am not going to step aside. This chair is mine for the entirety of 5 years that we are in government. Siddaramaiah, in the first week of June last year, had an approval rating of 35.5%, but that has reduced to about 32.9%. Very much satisfied is 32%. Whereas if you see the numbers of people who are not at all satisfied, that has gone up from 38.9% last year, it has gone up to 43%, which means that people of Karnataka are watching and they certainly aren't amused. The government is facing the brunt, but if there is one person who is also experiencing blowback, it is Siddaramaiah himself. How is this going to tell on his political future? We will get you more numbers, but let's get started with the guest joining us now. Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP. Yashwant Deshmukh, founder and director of CVoter. Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist, is joining us as well. R.K. Upadhyay, senior journalist, and Syed Asad Abbas, who is a political analyst, and Nikhil Jain, also a political analyst, is live with us. But I want to start with asking you, Nikhil Jain. Basically, people are saying that we are not taking this anymore. The more you fought, you came to the 2.5-year mark, the people are saying, cut this out.
No, Padma, the thing is that so far as surveys are concerned, I've always had my questions on what the sample size has been, how properly the sample has been collected. So I'm not going to go much into that. So far as the government is concerned, I can list out a number of measures that the government has taken so far as development and infrastructure is concerned, so far as social welfare is concerned, so far as delivery on the promises that the Congress made during the elections, those are concerned. So far as this supposed bickering between the chief minister and the deputy chief minister is concerned, both of them have come out in public and they've not voiced any opinion against the other. Now, every leader wants to be chief minister.
Either you're living under a rock or you think all of us are fools. I mean, short of basically calling each other names, they've done everything. DK Shivakumar, let's put those pictures out. DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah have done wordplay all day long today. And you expect anyone to believe that things are fine. Would you, Shehzad Poonawala, want to have a word on this?
Look, at least on a show like yours, when there are such senior people sitting, dishonesty and disinformation should not be the tool. Mr. Khadge, no less, has said, Dawai deni padegi. And Shekhar Iyer and I were on another show together. Mr. Khadge has said, yes, there is a problem. We are about to fix it. High Command, this time he included himself. High Command, me, Sonia ji, who's in Dubai, and Rahul ji, who's in undisclosed location, will sit and fix it. When the topmost leader is saying फिक्स करना है, दवाई देनी है, निखिल जैन सपोर्टर से कुछ करा भी नहीं है. वो तो वही है ना, मतलब शतुरमुर्ग, you know, ostrich, it has its head below the head, the ground, so nothing is happening. Now today Mr. Shivakumar has said two big things which has never been said in the before. Yesterday he said secret deal is there, 5 or 6 people know. Padmaja, please let the people of Karnataka know कि secret deal होता है CM post के लिए. कौन थे वो? और then he says
कि also why 5 or 6 people? ये मामला तो पूरा legislature party का होता है ना. The MLAs decide who is going to be the chief minister. Who are these 5 and 6 people who decided?
So basically he is saying that 5 or 6 people know that 2.5 years it was Siddaramaiah and 2.5 years it is me. The secret deal has been worked out, and then he has today said कि word power is an indication to them कि if you don't keep your word then मैं आपका world हिला दूंगा. अब सिद्धरामैया जी ने आज अभी रिस्पॉन्ड किया 2 घंटे पहले. He has said that word has no value unless it changes the world. इनका वर्ड और वर्ल्ड चेयर के इर्द गिर्द है. And while they're fighting for power, people are suffering. And Padmaja, just 20-30 seconds more. You know, I watch NDTV all day long. I see the coverage. Deepak Bopanna, you are doing all the good coverage. Potholes, no answer. Black buck and others are leaving. Traffic, no answer. Economy in doldrums, no answer. Women's safety, no answer. Shubhanshu Shukla said traffic is more tougher than space. Space ko navigate kar sakte hain. No answer. And then we have seen the kind of situation of farmers. They are on the streets for the last 3 months. First it was the cane farmers, then it was the maize farmers, then it is the other farmers. Their oversupply, the prices have dropped. Nothing is being spoken of. Administration, zero. And now Nikhil Jain is saying कि नहीं सब कुछ चंगा सी.
Shehzad Poonawala, these problems will be secondary. First you have to figure out who is going to solve these problems. Mr. Siddaramaiah also must be thinking, मैं क्यों फालतू में परेशान हूँ भाई? Maybe if they're going to make Shivakumar, let me leave some problems for him. Nikhil Jain.
So first of all, I agree with my friend Shehzad when he says that on a show like this, nobody should use dishonesty as a tool. Of course, the problem is he himself uses dishonesty as a tool because Shubhanshu Shukla, the astronaut, never said that it is easier to navigate space than it is to navigate potholes of Bengaluru. What he said was that I'd be spending more time in traffic than I would be spending giving you the speech, which is also the case for me. Which is also the case for me, by the way, Shehzad. I spend more time in traffic in Delhi than I spend in the studio doing a news debate. And that's the case across most big cities. Let's not try to trivialize the traffic problem in the country. Fact of the matter is, that traffic is too much. Padmaja will have to allow me to complete. Padmaja will have to allow me to complete.
Yes.
On the stage, he said, I will fix it. Why
and by the way,
defending that something that even Priyank.
By the way, the biggest joke, Nikhil, just one line before you complete.
No, I have to say a word of appreciation for Nikhil Jain. Today, Congress supporters are defending what even the Congress is not. When you are saying there is no fight, what is Mr. Khadge saying? He's saying, I will call both of them. We will sit with Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Mr. K.C. Venugopal and we are going to sort the problem. He is saying there is a problem. We will all sit together and solve it. But you are saying, no, there is no problem. Priyank Khadge is saying, I will fix the roads. You are saying, there is no problem with the roads. But anyway, 30 seconds.
Can I please respond? Can I please respond? And can I please respond? And can you please ask Shehzad not to interject? Because it is the traffic problem of Delhi why I am not in your studio.
Oh dear.
Your people sent a car, but I had to stop midway. That's not the point. The point
Maybe
is
you have left on time. It's a punctuality problem.
We will do a CVoter on that also. Now let's come back to Karnataka, Nikhil. Yes, please, and let's put those numbers back.
Thank you so much. So what I said was that the Karnataka government, so far as its delivery in terms of infrastructure and development, as well as social welfare measures is concerned, that is doing a proper job. I'm not no way saying that there are no differences or disagreements between the leaders in Karnataka. Of course there are, and we all know that in any democratic setup, there would be differences between leaders, and that's perfectly kosher to have. It is not like the BJP, which just a month ago fired the entire cabinet in Gujarat. How many people talked about it then? Except the chief minister, the entire cabinet was removed and overturned the same night.
Let me ask the people you know. R.K. Upadhyay, would you really say that this is only, a mild, जिसको कहते हैं ना कि जब बर्तन होंगे तो वो साथ में खड़केंगे? Is this only egos clashing? Because from what we've been hearing from D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, that seems far bigger than just two egotistical men going up against each other.
Padmaja, these two gentlemen have been waiting for a word from the High Command, and they just have to play wordplay. Because there has been no message from the High Command. They were expected to go to Delhi on the 29th for a meeting with the High Command. And since there is no word from the High Command, now Shivakumar is going off to Mumbai for a private function. And there is no guarantee that there will be a conversation between the High Command and these two gentlemen. So why is that the High Command is now reticent of organizing even a meeting between the two? I think they're scared. They don't know how this thing will pan out. They are not able to solve it. They don't know how to go about solving it. And I think both are Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah holding on firmly. They find it very, very difficult to find a solution. So they want to postpone the whole thing. My feeling is they want to put it off after the parliament sessions that's going to happen.
But if you keep delaying the treatment of cancer, contrary to what many would like to believe, the cancer doesn't go away. It just enters from stage 3 to stage 4. And Yashwant Deshmukh, it really does seem that right now the instinct is to put a band-aid on cancer. I again want to focus on these numbers. Can we now say conclusively, Mr. Deshmukh, that there is definite incumbency that has set in for the Congress government in Karnataka? And they're just 2.5 years into their term.
Well, Padma, that is certain, and that is very normal. The problem or the discussion is not about how much incumbency can set in a state like Karnataka, particularly which has a tendency of giving anti-incumbent verdict almost like every 5 years or so. I mean, we haven't seen for a long time anybody to kind of return back to power back to back for 10 years, not in the recent past for sure in Karnataka. So Karnataka has a very healthy process, democratic process or tendency to change the government. So natural incumbency is in, no doubt about that. The issue is not about the natural incumbency setting in. Issue is, it's one of those states where chief minister is not unpopular and the incumbency sets in. So it's not just about having a problem or having a disease or having an issue, but it's also about wrong diagnosis. So if the Congress government is gaining anti-incumbency, it's certainly not because of chief minister's personal track record or chief minister's personal popularity. So if they kind of remove the chief minister, it will be almost like the cancer was in the left hand and they chopped off the right hand. So it would be that kind of situation. I was listening to your analogy earlier, so I would continue with that. So the problem of anti-incumbency is there. That anti-incumbency problem is largely because of non-performing of their big number of sitting MLAs and their ministers and the government at large. You know, that's a normal way of happening. But to think that chief minister has become unpopular and that is why this is happening, it's not happening that way.
Absolutely.